main area of interest in robotics, right? And I've contributed to automation in the biofield that lead to biodiscovery. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, it's all second stage, so it's very separated. But I can sit there and say, yeah, I've worked on a machine that, the manufacturers of the company that manufacture the machines, right, will hope that, the companies that buy their machine will even discover the cure to cancer. I mean, I have no direct aspect of it, but the technology that's being used, and that's in automation, that's in research. Now I'm working in aspects of, nanotechnology, microfluidics, some aspects of that, a lot of it.
What's nanotechnology?
Well, now what happens is there's a big push now to look into microfluidics and nanotechnology because there's this big drive to think that the next... I mean, this is also a risk, right? There's an investment. It's a gamble as a whole industry that's taking. We don't know if it will happen, if it is, but, billions of dollars are being pumped here by big multinational companies. Banking on the future is in personalized medicine. Right, one of the area in terms of where microfluidics and nanotechnology comes in is that they hope that it will lead, or at least technology that enables, along with the biological technology research side, the two will hopefully come together and, personalized point of care, they call it, type instrumentation will revolutionize the medical industry. And I mean,
so this would be like a customized cure or customized medicine or something like that.
Yeah, and so that's so, and that, I mean, in some sense that sort of makes sense. I mean, right now the dominant research for medicine is mainly geared towards Westerners, and how do we know? I mean, in Indonesia, maybe those medicines don't really work all that well with Indonesians. I mean, we don't know, right? I mean, most of the studies here are done on, Westerners or and so forth, and okay, it might be well suited Westerner, but it might not. Then now what happens, right? But with personalized medicine is a whole field, right? Where now, there might be a custom medicine that is just for Indonesia. I mean, she's a custom medicine
and you have
for
also worked on exoskeleton.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was a long time ago.
That's long, but still.
Yeah. So there are aspects of that. I mean, the exoskeletons, which are robots that you wear, and there are other areas that now Japan themselves are beginning to. I mean, there's a company in Japan that came out of a Japanese university that's making exoskeleton to help the elderly because they have a large elderly populations, and then it's to make elderly a lot more independent, mobile, right? So they have exoskeleton that helps them, exoskeletons that then therapy. I mean, these are all technologies available. I mean, it's hard to say whether these are technologies that are suited for Indonesia or not, but I mean, right? Indonesia needs to sort of find their niche, right? What
So what would be the niche? Food or what would be the niche for Indonesia?
Well, I mean, okay. So I don't know about Indonesia, but let me set an example where somewhere else they've done this, and then I'm like, okay, why doesn't Indonesia have this? So along the same machines that I talked about in terms of automation, which really had to do with, and this was a few years ago now, a machine that helped accelerate DNA discovery. Okay, that was a big thing. Now everywhere else in the U.S. it was a big thing. This was right in the middle of the whole genome, human genome project. Everybody's racing to map out the entire human genome, and they've gotten to that. And then there's some places that will find pockets of technology, and they decided, okay, we're going to do a mouse genome and all these things. And then out of nowhere, we're building these machines, and most of these machines, of course, are going to U.S. and everything else. And I was consulting for the company that were making these machines, and then out of nowhere, we were preparing 3 of these machines to be shipped out of no place. I mean, in the vast nowhere land, in the middle of the jungle in Malaysia somewhere. And I know because all the service people were always like dreading. They said they have to helicopter in to the places. And I'm like, wow, Malaysia's buying 3 of these machines, but they weren't. They didn't sit there and, they didn't sit there and say, okay, we're going to map out the human genome. So what it turned out, and then immediately all of a sudden this company is like starting to do things, and they sit there and they go, oh, is this possible? Can we do things? Can this actually be done and everything else? And what Malaysia's aim was, it turns out that palm oil is one of their biggest export.
Right.
So they decided they wanted to map the genome of the palm oil to make the palm oil yield even higher and more competitive than anybody else. So they'll become the. And then I'm like, wow, okay, that makes sense. Now, when are we going to ship some of these machines to Indonesia? I mean, Indonesia's got tons of different crops,
including palm oil,
right? Also including palm oil or rice. I mean, I don't know if Indonesia. I mean, I would like to think that Indonesia is probably the largest consumer of rice. But are they trying to map out the genome of rice? I don't know. Someone else might have already mapped out the genome of rice, but hopefully you get the idea. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of pocket of things that the rest of the world might not even care. Now, whether Indonesia should care or not, that's up to Indonesia, right? But like, for instance, and this I'm just talking out of my head, like salak, the fruit salak. I mean, I find it hard to imagine if U.S. is going to do a genome study on salak. But you never know, right? It's something, who knows? Maybe salak has an ingredient that will preserve your youth. You never know, right? Unless you're actually doing these things. Durian. I actually found out from a doctor here that it's actually good for your mind to actually eat durian. Durian is a chemical that actually lets your brain form much better and stronger and think stronger. Maybe that's why. And I love durian, by the way. Maybe that's why I think so well. I don't know.
Okay. All right.